Hey everyone, welcome back to Tapping Out. I'm Tim.
I'm Mario.
So today we're going to be jumping into a Monday Night Raw review. We'll kind of hear our thoughts on it and kind of how we were a little, I think you were just saying right before we jumped on.
I mean, some people were simping this Raw, and I kind of get it because how bad it was last week, but I didn't think this Raw was that great.
That's not going to be us here, guys. And listen, as Mario will tell you, it's tough to get me to be pretty negative. I'm not the harshest critic, as you would tell me, but...
Yeah, I mean, it's, we'll get into it. There were some reasons why, this Raw probably wasn't as good as it could have been. What do you say?
Want to jump on in?
Let's do it.
Alright, cool. So, we started off with Rey Mysterio coming out, which, not the best start for us.
What it is? It's, I'm sick of seeing Rey by this point already. You know what I mean? They've done his WrestleMania speech at nauseum. He was out last week. Now he's opening this week. It's just I'm just tired of it. It's not like he's really like a main eventer at this point in his career.
No.
So I don't understand like why they're making him a focal point. I don't know if it's just because they had all these travel issues and they really had nowhere else to go, but I'm getting tired of seeing Rey Mysterio. It's just retire, please.
Yeah, and on both shows too. And that's the problem. I know we're going towards the draft, which we'll actually talk about some of the draft content we're going to do later.
Yeah.
But we're going towards the draft, and Rey Mysterio is a SmackDown superstar. I know they play loose with the brand split, but
yeah.
I think after the draft they need to kind of make that a hard brand split again. Except if you're like the world champ or whatever.
I agree. So Rey came out. Did another little speech that he's been doing, just so nauseating. And then Dom comes out. Dom's typical heel promos that he's doing at this point. Nothing really new on either side.
Mm-hmm.
Rey challenges his son to a match. Dom says no, which at first I was like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
We don't have to see Rey have a match.
And then we were hoping.
And I was hoping, and then, Dom says, I'm not going to fight you tonight, but I have somebody who will. Bring me the priest.
Oh, we were hoping for Damian Priest, but I think Damian Priest is part of the travel issues, which is important to note for this Raw.
Yeah.
All those, 50% of the roster or something.
So, yeah, I know they had to cut some things. They told us they were going to cut Riddle, but we'll get to that later, which I have my thoughts still, which I'm going to reiterate on that.
Oh, yeah.
So Finn comes out, which, good to see Finn.
With all the injuries, yeah.
Thanks, Edge. So Finn and Rey have a match. Good match.
Yeah, it's a match. Something wrong.
You're not gonna, those two guys,
you're not gonna bad match.
Yeah. It's just like I said. It's more like, ugh. It's just boring,
Yeah.
It's just, that's all that it is.
Yeah, that's basically just. Building towards the Backlash match with Rey and Bad Bunny against Dom and Damian. And I'm wondering if Finn gets involved at all. Maybe they get Finn and Santos Escobar in the mix too.
Yeah, I just want to take Damian Priest at this point.
Yeah.
As far as anybody else. But, like I said, good match. Dom ends up hitting Rey with a chain. Allows Finn to hit the coup de grace. Get the pin, which... Finally, Rey loses, and finally Finn wins.
Yeah, Finn needed a win.
Even if it's not clean at this point,
Finn needed a win.
Finn has been losing a lot of big matches,
yeah.
So, I'll take a win. Worst way to start a Raw, no. Best way to start a Raw, absolutely not.
No.
But I think we spent too much time on this already, so I think we should probably move on.
Yeah, so then we jump into leading any attack backstage, which right after it happened...
You called it.
Yeah, I was like, it's Trish.
Yeah.
It's Trish. They didn't say it was Trish yet, but...
You were calling a heel turn from Trish for the last few weeks anyways.
Yeah, exactly. We all kind of knew it was coming. And we have it happen in the women's tag... Or right after the women's tag match. The championships.
So, you want to get us into this... So first, who was in the match? And second, what were your thoughts on this match?
Yep, so first, we had Becky and Trish defending against Raquel and Liv. And
because Trish took Lita's spot in the match.
I saw a lot of love for this match, and listen, I like to love 3 of these 4 women. I love Becky, I love Trish, and I really like Liv. but it was sloppy. It was just so sloppy, Raquel.
And even Becky.
Yeah.
Even Becky. That manhandle slam, she took her 2 feet off the ground.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
What was Liv's,
The Oblivion?
The Oblivion, that was horrible.
Yeah, and I know they were trying to, do, she reversed it, she didn't, but...
No, it was sloppy. And then Raquel's, what she doing, like a backbreaker on her knee. She was, slowly raising her up and down on her knee, like a disobedient child. It was like a slow motion.
It was like, what's going on here?
Anybody who tries to sim for this match just does not know wrestling, because this match was an absolute disaster train wreck of a match.
Yeah.
Anybody who says otherwise are just lying.
I don't know. Yeah,
they're lying.
Yeah, there was just so much sloppiness. It just didn't.
Which is weird too, because Liv is typically a good worker. Becky's a great worker.
And Trish is great.
And Trish, yeah.
Trish is actually the one that looked the least sloppy out of all four, and she's the oldest.
But yeah, we get to the end of this disaster of a match. Trish tags herself in. Is that what did Trish tag herself in? Or
yeah. She tagged in,
and then she gets rolled up by Liv for the and they win.
Yep.
And let's just say the crowd didn't help last night. The crowd was terrible.
Yeah.
But they were absolutely dead for this match. Even when Raquel and Liv won the tag titles, the crowd was dead. So after the match is over, Trish and Becky kind of, do their little hug it out, raise their arm. Yep, you knew what was coming at this point.
Yeah.
Trish does a very bad hit to the back, which fit for the rest of the match. They were very sloppy.
I always hate those sloppy hits to the back that you see when someone's turning on someone. It's always that's sloppy.
And so Trish officially turns heel on Becky, and once again the crowd didn't care.
Yeah, I think
it was.
Yeah, I don't think that's leaning towards Backlash. I feel like that's going to be a bigger event, but we'll see.
And shout out to the Tower of Doom too. I forgot they did that, and every big match now is just going to start doing the Tower of Doom, so that match was going to be used.
Yeah, it's what's been going on. It's I think there's innovative ways to do it, but the regular typical Tower of Doom where the suplex, power bomb, I like there was something different about it.
So I don't mind them losing the tag titles, because I want Becky to pursue the Raw Women's title or whichever brand she gets drafted on. I actually think Becky fits more at SmackDown.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I think she was. I don't know. Her persona to me is more of a SmackDown. I get SmackDown vibes from her anyways.
Yeah.
But
100%.
I want to see her going forward in the major titles, so I don't care.
Yeah.
I think this is eventually going to lead to Raquel and Liv dropping the titles to Ronda and Shayna Baszler anyways, which for some reason they still want to make Ronda relevant.
A thing, yeah.
Which, I don't care either way, because I don't like anybody there except for Liv's okay, the rest of them it's whatever. I actually don't care about they don't care about the women's tag titles. Why should we care about the women's tag titles?
Yeah. They tell you that with
nobody
defending them.
The whole reason they keep dropping them constantly to new people anyways. It's the 24/7 title.
The whole reason Sasha and Naomi left was because of the tag titles. Because they're treat them with respect.
They were the last legitimate, team to really hold those titles. Becky and Lita, but
it's all these makeshift teams.
Yeah.
It's like a team like the Iconics, or even I don't like them, but in NXT, Chance and Carter, at least they're a legit tag team.
Could have Mandy Rose as Toxic Attraction.
Yeah, Toxic Attraction. It's all these teams that are just thrown together.
Thanks, Albert. I hate Albert.
Yeah, Albert the narc. All right, what do you say we jump on into after the heel turn?
So, we got a bunch more recaps, which seems to be the new thing here. A lot of commercials, a lot of recaps. We had Damage Control backstage, which I didn't know what was going on with Damage Control. I kind of thought that they were kind of writing them off.
Mm-hmm.
I thought there were reports that that Bayley might be kind of fading away from the company, and Damage Control has turned to jobbers now. The team. So I thought they're fading away, but apparently they're still involved, because Bayley's trying to get herself a title match. And Dakota Kai was kind of like, no, one of us should get it because you've gotten your opportunities and failed and all that. But later on, Io does have a triple threat match with Piper Niven and Michin, which is just a joke.
Yeah, that was we'll save that when we get to that match.
We also had Paul Heyman. When they asked him, if he orchestrated any sort of attack, with Brock Lesnar against Cody, he didn't really answer anything. They were talking about the Kevin Owens solo match. I think it was originally supposed to be Sammy and Solo, but I think the travel issues kind of messed up the card and all that. So we got Solo and Kevin and Sammy in the Bloodline versus them for the 18,000th time this, in the last couple months. So that was interesting. So the next match we got was Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed. A lot of people simped this match. I didn't think it was that great. I just don't like Bronson Reed. I mean, I don't know what your thoughts were, but
was it the worst match I've ever seen? No. Did I enjoy it? No.
I mean, people use the excuse online. They're like, "Oh, it's a sloppy match," but that fits them. Just two big goons. But no, to me, big goons beating hell of each other is a Gunther, Sheamus, Drew.
Yeah, exactly.
This was just sloppy. Like you can't use the excuse, "Oh, they're just two big goons beating hell." It's a good match. No, it wasn't a good match because you got guys like Gunther, Sheamus, and Drew who can beat the hell out of each other and actually put on a good match. This was not a good match.
No.
And anybody that says otherwise, once again, I don't know. I know people are so down from last week
that they're trying to find any little shred of
any little thing to make them feel better about this Raw. But this match wasn't good either.
No.
It wasn't. No. I'm sorry. And Bobby's fine. I actually am starting to like Bobby a little bit more. I am too.
I like Bobby. I think he's kind of worked his ass off the past year.
I actually kind of like how upset he was that he didn't get a match.
Yeah, it shows he cares.
Work.
Exactly.
Yeah, WrestleMania. So. I don't really watch a lot of wrestling outside of AEW, WWE. Apparently this Bronson Reed guy was big in
NXT
overseas.
And in Japan, yeah.
So I don't know, and there's some people that say this guy is good. I never watched any of his matches up until he came back.
Yeah, but he hasn't impressed.
So I don't know if they're trying to push him because they think he's going to be good. I don't see. For the little I've seen him, I don't see any appeal in him whatsoever. To me, we make jokes that he's just like the dollar store Brodus Clay. That's what he reminds me of. He reminds me of Brodus Clay, and I could honestly see him starting to wear the
little hat and do the little shuffle.
The little hat, the little track suit with the gold chain, start doing the little shuffle outside of the ring eventually.
Yeah, even when I saw from him in NXT, I watched NXT a little bit during that period when he was down there. That was kind of the post Sami Zayn, Tyler Breeze era, getting into the Adam Cole era a little bit. I don't know. I just didn't. Never.
Yeah,
I don't know what the appeal is. I mean, if you guys have any matches we should watch,
let us know.
Where Bronson Reed looks great, please let us know because we love to be wrong if you guys have some. So.
And the match ending with a double count out. I mean, that tells me that they're gonna continue this feud.
Yeah.
Probably gonna have a match at Backlash, which we'll get into our Backlash preview at some point.
Yeah.
When it gets closer. But
yeah, once we have a legit card and all that.
The card, from what we're assuming is going to be on the card so far, not very inspiring at all.
There's probably two things I'm really excited about, and that's about it. But we'll get into that. Well, yeah. And then, actually, the next person who comes out is someone I'm excited for. Hopefully they get their win back. So, we get Cody coming out, and I would joke, he kind of looks like he belongs in the Wizard of Oz. And he talks kind of the same way. And Cody basically just says, he talks about Brock Lesnar attacking him, and challenging Brock to a match at Backlash. I really like the promo. I think Cody, I don't know, it's just
Cody doesn't put out a bad promo. I've been a little critical of Cody since he's come back. But I can't lie, he hasn't put on I can't remember the last time he's put on a bad promo. No, he's been hitting on every single one.
He's just a great storyteller. Something about when he talks, he has great storytelling, great rhetoric. It's something I could use in my English classes teaching. Kind of how do you have that rhetoric and all that. So a lot of nerd minute there, but yeah, I'm pumped.
Yeah, I mean, the promo was great. I'm more kind of sighing at the fact that the main event of Backlash is going to be Brock Lesnar and Cody, and I'm just like, I just don't care. I don't know.
I hope it's just a one-off. It's got to be a one-off. Let Cody get a big win.
And I get it. You're not gonna have Cody get a rematch at Backlash for the title. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I just hope it's a one and done thing. I think Cody would win that match. It doesn't make any sense why he wouldn't. But we'll get into that. We'll get into that at some point.
Yep. You want to take the next one?
Probably I would say the highlight of the night was actually a really good match.
Yeah.
The Usos versus Alpha Academy. And
Shoes, please.
This match was great.
Yeah, it was.
And it's you're not gonna get a bad match with the Usos, Chad Gable and Otis. And from what I've seen, man, Chad Gable is just putting on banger after banger after banger.
They have to let him have a singles run. They have to.
I know. We're gonna talk about the draft at some point too. I think the two teams I can see splitting up are going to be the Street Profits. I think the Street Profits are definitely going to be splitting up. I think Montez Ford's going to go to SmackDown, and I think Alpha Academy can be split up too.
Yeah,
because Chad Gable, even though he loses every week,
he puts like $1 million.
And it's a shame that he loses every week because this guy is one of the best in-ring workers in the company. He's number 2.
Yeah.
Behind Dolph.
Yeah. I mean, what does Chad Gable like? Like, I mean, listen, we've soured on him, but Mr. Kurt Angle. Yeah. Chad Gable has everything that early 2000s Kurt Angle had.
But
he's funny, got charisma, in-ring ability.
Without the baggage.
Yeah. I mean, come on, Chad Gable just has it all. So, I know I've kind of been pushing this a little bit, but Chad Gable seems like a perfect King of the Ring. King Gable.
Gable, King of the Ring, LA Knight, Money in the Bank. I'm down for it. And Gable hitting the flying headbutt, which
don't do that move, Gable, please.
Don't do that move. But he even did like the moonsault, like over the road. Like this guy can literally he can do high flying moves. He's probably the best mat wrestler in the company currently.
That Chaos Theory German suplex, like the rolling German suplex he does.
Yeah.
The one you on Braun WrestleMania. Yeah. Come on, like the dude's just.
And and the Usos as well. I mean, I know the Usos lost their titles, but they're still a great tag team as well.
Yeah.
So this was probably, I think we both agreed, probably the best part of the night.
Yeah. It kind of needed it. And, I think Raw, with the Cody promo, it started to kind of pick up a little bit. Then this match was kind of the high peak. And then, there was actually, I was going to say the rest of Raw, but about the next match. But
What was the next match?
so we jumped into the number 1 contenders match. A little bit of Skye versus Michin Mia Yim versus Piper Niven. And...
can I just note how much I hate that stupid little eye circle thing that Piper Niven does? It triggers me so much.
Dude, you hate that.
I don't understand. I don't know what it means.
Yeah, I don't.
And I don't know what this match meant either. You knew who's gonna win this match. Yeah. There's no way they're gonna have these two haven't won a match, and
they haven't been on TV in like a month, since before WrestleMania. So
I think this was definitely a match that they had to put on the fly. Because they just have enough people on the roster because of the thing. Because in no scenario would Michin and Piper Niven be getting a number 1 contenders match.
No.
Considering I think they've won a combined 0 matches at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. It's crazy. So
the match itself was not good.
No.
It was predictable. Skye won, and I think we spent enough time on that match.
Yep, exactly. Sounds good to me. Want to jump into the main event?
So. We had Kevin Owens and Solo, which we've already reiterated is every week, SmackDown, Raw, the main event seems to be some sort of Sammy, Kevin, Bloodline sort of thing, which is fine. Like I said, it's going to be a good match, and I love Kevin Owens. Solo, not so much anymore, but I love Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
And I know you mentioned it as well, how Kevin Owens really can tell a story in the ring, with some leg injury and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like he's so masterful with that.
But I think the match was fine.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was a good match. Good match, pretty good.
I mean, did you think that Kevin was gonna win? Were you surprised that Solo won?
No, I wasn't. Yeah, you knew the Usos were gonna get involved, and then. Which is all the Bloodline stuff, and it's, okay, they're going to get involved.
I mean, I'm a little surprised. I mean, Kevin Owens taking the pin, but I mean, I guess they made it so where it's not like he looked weak. because it took what, all three to really.
Yeah, well, he was basically they told the story like he could barely walk.
Yeah.
And then he was, then you got Jimmy and Jay interfere.
And he got like double super kicked, right?
Yeah, and then he gets the Samoan spike. So basically it's 3 finishers and on a bad leg.
And speaking of bad, so Solo pins Kevin obviously, and they start, the Usos and Solo start beating up Kevin, and you know what this is leading to. You know who's gonna come out, and it's not just Sammy, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We get the shitbag Riddle. And once again, I saw it on Twitter. People are like, oh man, it's so cool that Riddle's back in the Bloodline storyline. I love this serious Riddle, I don't understand. We talk about it ad nauseum, but I just don't understand the fascination with Riddle. And why is he back involved? I know like they injured him, and they wrote him off TV, but They were on TV because you have to go to rehab, dude. And that's whatever. But you've done a lot of other things besides that make you a really bad person. Yeah. And I don't understand why they even brought him back to the company.
I don't get it.
And I'm gonna keep talking about it every time he appears. I don't care.
No,
he's terrible.
Yeah.
He's a terrible person.
Yeah, I don't want to see him on TV.
I just want to see him on TV.
Don't want to see him on TV.
And this is gonna lead to a tag team match at Backlash, which. It's just like on paper whatever, but even taking the Riddle thing to the side, this match is probably gonna be one of the big selling points of Backlash.
Yeah,
and we've just seen this so many times. Yep. It's just like we get it.
I think
and like you said, I think you said it right. You're just getting kind of worn out with Bloodline stuff at this point. You're getting kind of tired.
Yeah, a little Bloodline fatigue.
Yeah.
It's still, don't get me wrong, it's still great, but I think it really hit its peak with the Sammy stuff.
And honestly, once Cody lost to Roman now, I think it a lot of steam, a lot of steam now,
Yeah, where it's kind of like, okay,
the Usos losing, Roman winning, it almost, it just feels like, it just not, you don't feel the same way you felt.
No.
Like the peak was Royal Rumble almost.
Yeah, yep.
Like that turn.
The turn, yep.
And you still rode that high through Elimination Chamber.
Yep.
And then after Elimination Chamber, we talked about it, last, like a month or so ago. It just doesn't feel the same anymore. Yeah. Still a great storyline. I just think that maybe we need to start moving in a different direction. Because I'm sorry, I don't want to see Kevin and Solo every, on Mondays and Sammy and Solo on Fridays.
We need some variety.
And a combination of the Usos versus Kevin and Sammy's next week. You know what I mean?
No, we need some variety. I think after Backlash, but the Usos will probably get a rematch. Yeah. But I think after that rematch for the tag titles, they need to kind of go their separate ways. Sammy and Kevin beat the Usos, beat the Bloodline, and they need to kind of go do their own thing. And I don't know, believe me, I love a long-term story, but I think, I think they run the risk of driving it into the ground.
Yeah, you need to do something to kind of regenerate, reinvigorate inject some juice into this.
Exactly.
Get us excited again, because right now, it's very stale. It's stale. It's stale.
They could have done that? Replace Matt Riddle with Drew McIntyre.
Yep.
And then, and especially because Drew still has a reason to beat the shit out of Solo.
Alright, I'm going to finish this, then I'm going to get out a little Drew thing real quick.
I'll always let you shoot a Drew thing.
Alright, so Sammy and Riddle come out, they help Kevin, show ends.
You get a little stunner action, and boom.
So, would you overall, before I get into my Drew, because I have some things to say now, what were your thoughts on this Raw?
I'd say it was average at best. I'd say a 5 at best. I'd probably lean towards a 4.5. I think the Alpha Academy match really kind of helped this Raw not be bottom of the barrel. How about you?
I think it's a 4. Like I said, I know I already talked about it. I don't understand people saying that this Raw is really, really good. I don't see it at all. I mean, we got a lot more wrestling this time compared to the 29 minutes of wrestling we got last week.
Yeah,
we got almost all wrestling this week.
Yeah, which to be fair, I'd prefer.
Yeah. But I think I'm giving it a 4, maybe a 4.5 to 5, depending, because I think with what they had to work with, it was okay. But it still wasn't good, and I think we should still be expecting more from this company.
I agree.
From what they're putting out, I don't think we should just be like, oh, well, it was better than last week, so it's a good Raw. No, you should be demanding that they put out a good product.
Yeah.
Because it hasn't been great recently, and
no, they're having like a little bit of WrestleMania hangover. Granted, NXT and SmackDown were great last week.
Yeah.
It's basically been Raw.
Yeah.
I think we made this point last night. Even the Raw before WrestleMania was pretty crap. So it's
I just think we should definitely be expecting more. And,
I agree.
And I think SmackDown on Friday is going to be good because we're getting Mr. LA Knight.
Oh yeah.
But so just kind of getting back into this whole Riddle thing. So Riddle's been in a lot of legal issues over the years, between, which I don't keep talking about.
Yeah.
Because I don't like him. Drugs, family issues, all this. This guy keeps getting chance after chance after chance, and he keeps coming back. Drew McIntyre was nothing but a loyal employee to this company. Went through which we love, but went through 3MB.
Got fired.
Had to leave they never brought him back. He didn't do anything.
Worked his ass off the indies.
And this is not even about Drew. This is about all the big names that get cut, which I'll never understand. You cut all these guys, but you keep giving people like Riddle chance after chance after chance after chance. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
And this is what really pisses me off about some of these higher ups in the company. Is like they just have these favorites, and they could just, no matter what, they can just keep getting away with things and coming back. But you have somebody like Drew or anybody else that they decide, oh no, you're gone.
Yep.
And they have to work their ass off to come back. And now they're doing this with Drew, where they're like, oh no, you want too much money, you want too much. No, I just want to get that off my chest.
Tony Khan, I'm telling you, man, make Drew Galloway all elite happen, and we will order every pay-per-view. That's all you need to do, Tony.
Yeah.
Just put Drew on every pay-per-view, and guess what? We'll order it.
I'm gonna talk about Drew every show until I start seeing some major changes. So
yeah, I agree.
So I just really hope that whoever's watching, all 30 people, feel the same.
Yeah. If not, sorry in advance, guys. If there's one thing about us, we're talking about Drew McIntyre and Samantha Irvin. So that's us.
You want to get us into that draft a little bit?
Yeah.
What we're gonna be doing?
Yep. So we're gonna put out some exciting draft content over the next couple weeks too, leading up to the WWE Draft.
NFL draft coming up too.
Oh, the NFL draft coming up too.
Yeah. So
that'll be fun. It's actually fun. NFL draft this year, we actually have to wait.
Yeah.
Usually, like Giants, we're picking in the top 10. But we're gonna do some fun. We'll do a mock draft actually, which will be a lot of fun. Definitely tune into that while we draft our teams. And you also cover old drafts and have some fun TikToks out too on drafting. So definitely stay tuned for some of our mock drafts and reviewing the old WWE drafts and all that fun we're gonna have.
And check us out on all the social medias, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Send us an email at tappinoutshow@gmail.com for any quizzes or anything else you want us to watch. Any random pay-per-views, which our wheel spin seem to be doing the best so far.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely try to keep doing those. So.
Yep, and definitely tune in for the next pod where we'll be covering Fastlane 2019. So that'll be a fun one. What do you say?
Let's get out of here.
All right.
See ya.